doing a dance with me, Brandon?
Oh man, I was sipping on my little coffee right there. You know, I'm getting my pimping back.
Yeah, come on. Yeah. I'm
Good
feeling it
morning,
this morning.
everybody.
Like
I see you,
Stella.
mom. Mom
Hey,
is in
this
a good mood
this
today.
is your wife's move, right? Stella.
Yeah, something like that. Something like that. I have to go get her to let her do it.
Yeah, yeah,
But
she
good
can do it.
morning.
She's the only one can do it.
How you doing? You good?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm
Good.
good.
So you got your
I'm
energy
feeling
today.
inspired this morning.
Ah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Welcome everybody. Welcome to the show. This is the in this season podcast. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Hopefully, we get some new people in, some people that we haven't seen before, some people who haven't experienced this podcast. This is our 36th day, 36th consecutive day. We have officially been more consistent than I am years old. More
Mm,
consistent days than I am years old. So that's a huge milestone for me to just realizing that we've been doing this for 36 days now without fail, without stop, without excuse, without reason. I'm sure there's plenty of times and reasons that we could have not woken up, plenty of reasons we could have stayed in the bed today or yesterday or the 34 days before that. But nope, we're right here with you,
right.
same time, same place, 7 a.m. by God's grace to make sure that we do what we said we were going to do, which was give you these beautiful, awesome, powerful motivations for your daily success. Not success just in this big 30,000 square foot, viewpoint, but this real daily success. The type of motivation that gets you through the grind of the day and makes it a little bit easier, hopefully. So, shout out to the host, the beautiful
Thank you.
butterfly, the powerful, amazing woman. I had somebody tell me yesterday, "Ooh, I need your mother's energy in my life." They had tuned in for the first time yesterday. They said, "Oh, your mother's energy. I need that. I need that in my life."
Ooh,
I
oh,
said,
that's
"Well,
a blessing.
I said,
Thank
well, join the family. Come, mom considers everybody family." So I'm sure she wouldn't mind a message from anyone of my friends that said that I need that energy. So thank you, mom, for being always willing to give that and for somehow
you.
filling your cup up again every time to be so given. So thank you. Let's see who
Thank
we
you.
got. We got anybody in the comments yet?
We do, Brenda. Good morning, Brenda. And we got my brother Mike. Good morning. Good
Good morning.
morning. It means so much for you guys. You know, Brenda's been rocking with us, gosh, before we were doing it in this form. And my brother, thank you for getting up and joining, coming to the barbecue as well. So thank you both. Brenda's often one of the first ones out there as of late now. So really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. And thank you.
Uncle Mike ain't gonna miss no barbecue. Uncle Mike. What up, Unc? Man, I love you, man. And let's wrap soon. Let's talk. We got a couple of things to discuss and talk about. As far as just putting our family in position for more things. So I look forward to that conversation, man. If y'all have not been rocking with us this past month, we are going through the book written by Dennis Kimbro called Daily Motivations for African American Success. That's an incredible, powerful book that is deserving, I think, of this daily reading that we're doing. And again, if you haven't gotten the book, please do. Mike, I hope you got the book. Miss Brenda, I hope you got the book.
Miss Brenda
Share this
does for
book. Miss
sure.
Brenda got the book. That's right. That's right.
Mhm,
Thank y'all so much.
mhm.
Um, Unc, if you ain't got the book, man, get that book. It's a life changer, man, as you can see here, and I think it'll help all of us. It's something that needs to be on the table. Um, and when people come over or you go out or anything like that, show them that book, man. Show them, express to them how it's helped you and how it's helped your family, because I do think this is something that can really grow into something amazing, something that's transformative and healing for our families, for ourselves, for our communities. So thank y'all for rocking with us. Um, if you don't know about this book, it's to help you focus on the thoughts, attitudes, and deeds that will lead to the achievement of your true goals. So in 365 short but powerful motivations, one for each day of the year. Dennis Kimbro, who's the author of the popular book Think and Grow Rich, A Black Choice, leads us to discover how to use the present moment and our own gifts to transcend labels, cultivate a positive attitude, and become wise enough to know when to say yes and when to say no, and to look inward for answers to life's challenges. So each one of these motivations begins with a quote or words of wisdom from such distinguished and celebrated African Americans as Malcolm X, Marion Wright Edelman, Whoopi Goldberg, Charlene Hunter Galt, Bill Cosby, Carl Rowan, Mother Hale, Reverend Leon Sullivan, and hundreds more. This treasure of practical inspiration gives you a fresh encouragement every single day of the year, but what it teaches you will last a lifetime. So thank y'all so much for tuning again. And Mom, you have anything? Because I'm so ready to jump into it.
I'm ready to jump in. Let's do it. Let's do
Let's
it.
do it. Let's keep it about
Yeah.
the meat of the day. Let's see what we got here. On the 7th, let's see what our title is. Ooh. Today's title is It Never Fails. It never fails. I'm curious, what never fails? Who never fails? It never fails is the title today. Ooh, and our quote comes from the Godfather of Soul himself,
Oh.
none other than James Brown. He got the best scream I've ever heard. You ever heard you? I know you heard James Brown scream. He sings a
Yes.
scream. I ain't never
Yes.
seen nobody scream and sing at the same. I can't even do it.
See
but,
ya.
man, but James Brown, the Godfather of Soul, uh, to me, one of the Godfathers of hip hop, one of the Godfathers of, I mean, soul breaks down to R&B. It's just so much that that man is given, and what a illuminated person he was, right? So James Brown said, again, the Godfather of Soul. He said, "I knew I had to make it. I had the determination to go on, and my determination was to be somebody." I can almost hear him saying it. Somebody, you know, somebody. That's that part right there. I knew I had to make it. I had the determination to go on, and my determination was to be somebody.
Mm.
To be somebody.
James Brown.
Wow, James Brown.
The
I just think
Godfather
of so
of
many.
Soul.
Yeah,
The
Godfather of
Godfather
Soul.
of Soul. I see that there as well.
Yeah,
James
that's. I
Brown,
mean,
the Godfather of Soul.
he was the inspiration for Michael Jackson. He was the inspiration for so many other people. Like he's. I mean, it's really hard to put a value on the what that meant to culture. And James Brown, incredible. I just keep thinking about all his performances. His performance in Montreal. You can look it up on YouTube from 1981 when he performed in Montreal. When he performed "This Is a Man's World." It's probably my favorite performance I've ever seen of any
Mhm.
performer. Montreal, 1981, James Brown. But again, he said, "I knew I had to make it. I had the determination to go on, and my determination was to be somebody." Again, the title, it never fails. Principle that never fails. By grasping this key, you'll add quality and richness to your life, eventually drawing you closer to the goals you seek. The principle I speak of is persistence. The power of persistence is characteristic of those who have achieved greatness. It is not brains or talent or resources, as it is persistency of effort and constancy of purpose that draw one toward greatness. There's a simple story that highlights this principle of persistence. One day, the devil decided to close up shop in one part of town and reopen in another. A going out of business sale was announced. One of his customers, who was quite fascinated with the various instruments on display, noticed that one that of all the devil's tools, the highest priced was the one called discouragement. "Why is this one so expensive?" the customer inquired. "Quite simple," the devil replied. "It's my favorite. With the tool of discouragement, I can pry into anyone's mind and end all dreams and hopes." Those
Mm.
achievers who succeed in life are men and women who keep their shoulders to the wheel, who may not believe, themselves overly talented, but who realize that they are ever to accomplish anything of value, that if they are ever to accomplish anything of value, they must do so by a determined and persistent effort. Richard Wright, the acclaimed novelist, wrote, "It is no disgrace to begin again.
Mhm.
This thing we call failure is only the process of staying down." And our quote for today that we read 3 times, one for me, one for you, and one for the person you're going to send this to, is persistence is the measure of how much I believe in myself, and I know that I am capable of success. Persistence is the measure of how much I believe in myself, and I know that I am capable of success. And last
Mm.
time, persistence is the measure of how much I believe in myself, and I know that I am capable of success. It never fails. Never fails. So, what are y'all's thoughts, first impressions? Let us know in the comments. What do you think about that passage? What's your first blush? Mom, what are your thoughts?
Um, Taking it back to it never fails. I think what he's telling us is determination, persistence, and even the thought, the mindset, where he starts us off, where the quote starts us off from our Godfather of Soul. I knew I had to make it. I knew I had to make it. I knew that I would make it. I had the determination to go on. How many of us have stopped and we're just doing life, not living it, not embracing it? Um, I had the determination to go on. And I think that will be my focus for today, for me to go on in spite of what it looks like, what it feels like. Keeping my mind on the end goal, on the mindset that I knew I had to make it. I knew, because bringing it home for me, I know I have to keep going for Brandon, for Sella, daughter in love, for my grandbabies, for the babies, right? So I know their mindset, or my ability to instill in them persistence, determination, self-awareness, self-love, accountability, um, the having enough awareness to speak up for yourself, to do what's right, right? To be successful internally. It's like, what's your why? And once you determine that and you get your determination and your persistence behind that or in front of that, all around you, and don't stop. Don't stop. I had the determination to go on.
Mm,
Are you going? Are you going every day? Are you going on? Are you growing?
mm,
Right? And what does that look like? If you measure it, what does that look like? For you, make it personal, because success, as we've learned, is very personal. It's a personal recipe. No one else has your recipe. You could give it to them. They could not duplicate it. Even with the same ingredients, they could not duplicate it. Have y'all ever had someone gone in, maybe a restaurant, or even someone at home, when they cook, if they're angry or you just get this feel that the food is yucky? You ever experienced that? You're like, I don't want the food, you know?
mm.
So that's kind of where I'll go with it for my personal recipe. Over to you.
Yeah, I appreciate that because I do think there's something about, like, if you ain't happy cooking that food, if you ain't, then I don't really want it, right? Like there's something that there's a ingredient that you can't see.
Mm, mm,
You know what I mean?
yes.
And you're gonna give it every time you cook something. Every time you, it's in the ingredient is intention, right? Like, again, in the things that are in the unseen, it's the weight of what happens in the unseen is based on intention. So if you don't have good intentions when you're cooking the food, if you hate the people that you're cooking for, do you think they're not gonna taste the difference? I kid you not. So I actually, you know, we have this thing in the house where, and it's not even based on bad intentions at all. Sometimes it's experience. Sometimes you just gotta know when to hold them and when to fold them, and sometimes you just gotta know
Mm.
that, my wife is Mexican. She can make a burrito way better than me, man. She's made a million more burritos than I've made. I make the burrito, it falls apart. It don't look right. It looks it look like an ice cream cone instead of looking like a good burrito. While cookies, for example, my wife, she probably gonna kill me, but she tried to make some cookies last night, right? There's these cookies that they already come formed and everything, and I kid you not, Mama. You know how I like my cookies at night. I know no matter what it says on the back, it could say 15 minutes, 20 minutes,
Oh my
whatever.
God.
I have I've been persistent. Let's get back to this. I have been persistent in making cookies for years and watching cookies be made by you for years, right? And I make the best cookies, man. That's just the way it is. I know exactly if it says 17 minutes on the back, and I see, oh, these are this particular brand, which has these particular ingredients, and so I know you don't put them in that oven for 17 minutes, like it say, or you gonna burn them cookies. So I told Stella last night, I told my wife last night, I said, uh, okay, with those cookies, she said, I put it on, well, I think it was like something to 17 minutes, whatever. I said, you're gonna burn them cookies. Put it on 9 minutes, and then once the beeper goes off,
Turn it off.
you turn it off and open it up just a little bit. Open the oven just a little bit,
That's crazy.
right? And I mean, because we've been doing, we make cookies for a while. And so she, it went in one ear and out the other. And she made the cookies. She didn't put them on 17 minutes. She did knock it back down a couple minutes. But man, them cookies came out burnt, man. The cookies came out burnt, man. And I know I'm
Same
good with.
cookies, two different people. That's what we mean by, but it never fails for you the way that you do it, right? It never
Right.
fails.
It never fails. And it wasn't, and I want to make a distinction. It wasn't because she didn't have good intentions, because her intentions was great.
Right. Right.
Absolutely beautiful. She knows I love them. It was gonna be a nice sweet thing. She wanted some too. And I'm gonna have to make sure I lock this door, because y'all see a shoe hit me in the side of the head. Just know it. That's how they get down. But no, the intentions was great, but it also takes consistence and persistence and experience. And we had a conversation that you can study something your entire life, right? But if you've never lived it, there's a level of knowledge, experiential knowledge, that you just won't have. I can study women's rights and women's suffrage and chauvinism and misogyny. I can study all those things. I will never know what it feels like to be a woman. I will never know. I can look at it from every other angle and things like that, but the experience of being a woman comes from the persistence and the consistence of being a woman. It's
Mhm.
compulsory. Ain't got no choice. And so women are successful at being women because they've been women, and that's just who they are. I think success is a statistical event. That's something that we read in one of the earlier passages. It was a quote that
Mhm.
said, "Success is a statistical event."
Mhm.
I have made, I can tell, I probably made 1 million cookies in my life. I've probably eaten 900,000 of those cookies. I got it down to a science. So later on that night, I came home, made the same cookie, because when she tried, they weren't burnt, but they was a little hard, you know. And she ate them. She was, these just don't taste. I said, they don't taste the same, baby. Do it. She said, mm-mm. It's ridiculous. Don't taste the same. She said, you make all the cookies now. So I was right. So I went later on the night. and I made the cookies 9 minutes. Opened it up slightly at the end after turning it off, and those cookies were perfect. It tastes like different cookies, completely different cookies. Now, granted, we both had the same intention, but I had more experience. So intention plus experience and persistence and consistency can really make something great. It created a successful batch of cookies, which I ate probably too much of, and I'm still feeling right now. But man, last night was a success. So I just want to get back
Brandon,
to
that's a great way. That's a great analogy of it. The great way that you explained it, because the persistence and the determination, and I know we're talking about cookies here, but you guys put it on a broader perspective, brings about the experience that led Brandon in this case to say 9 minutes. And then he's got it to a science to where he knows which brand needs this. And it's funny because I came home last night after presenting and I made cookies, y'all. And I'd had a whole meal. I actually ate another whole meal. I don't know what's going on with me, but I
mama
stay hungry. And I had cookies. And the Toll House is different from the
from the Pillsbury.
from the Pillsbury. And so you may be Pillsbury, I may be Toll House. And that's what we mean. And I put out there, there's a missing ingredient. And maybe that ingredient is, who are you? What do you need? Are you Toll House and need 9 minutes, or vice versa?
Yeah, yeah.
So I love the way you've broken it down. But nonetheless, once you realize that and you get that persistence and determination, it never fails, no matter what it looks like, what you feel like. If you just go on, if you just keep going,
Can I
everything's coming your way.
can I tell? Let me tell you one more thing, because I love cookies, y'all. Like, shout out to everybody on the Instagram, man. What up, Bluff City Queen? I see you, girl. Appreciate you coming through, Carmen. Appreciate you, Midas Chicana, babe. I appreciate you. Um, but let me tell y'all about my experience with cookies. So my wife told me last night. So after she burnt the cookies,
Tell us going.
man, I'm telling you,
After
man.
she
So
burnt the cookies, y'all.
she burnt the cookies, man. It just is what it is. We're gonna have to call a spade a spade. So she burnt the cookies. And in years past, like 2014, 15, you know how I was. Like, I love my cookies to the point to where, like, if the cookies burn, I would be mad. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I would have a, I
Attitude.
have a little, I have a little man fit. I don't be meaning to. It's very few things that get me upset. But for some reason, like, I got this attachment to fresh baked cookies. Listen, I know it's ridiculous. But I would wake up in the middle of the night, y'all, craving cookies. And I'll go in there like 2 a.m., preset the oven, that takes a couple minutes. Get the pan out, make sure it's good, put my cookies down. And I'll be so tired that I put the cookies in the oven and I go to sleep thinking, I'm gonna wake up. I wake up, the beeper been going off, the alarm been going off. I get up, all my cookies burned, and I'm still craving the cookies. And let that be the last batch of cookies I got. Everybody gonna feel it. Everybody waking up, I'm mad. You know what I mean? And so last night when baby burnt the cookies, I was like, baby, it's okay. Don't even worry about it. Like, I'm gonna just make some later. I'm gonna make them to the exact degree, since these are the brand. This particular brand, you have to put them in the 9 minutes. At the end of 9 minutes, open it up about an inch and a half, and let it sit. And turn it off, and it'll cool down and crisp just the way you want to. We'll still got the soft part in the middle. So yesterday, I was cool, man. I was like, we still gonna make some cookies. So she was like, baby, you really growing. So that was a milestone for me to not get upset that the cookies were burnt. But that was because of, literally, like,
Cookies.
man, but there's so much that you can learn from these very small things. And sometimes, I hope y'all don't mind, but I like taking these big concepts that we get in this book and boiling it down to something that might be funny, or something that might be cheeky, or something that might be relatable. Because I know we got some people out there that love cookies just as much as I do. If you like cookies, say it in the comments, so I know who really rocking with me.
Hey, Brandon, the next time they bake cookies or eat cookies, y'all gonna think about this message. Like,
For
and it
real,
and it
man.
makes it a bigger thing. You're gonna say it never fails. I have an ingredient that may be missing. What is that? What is it? And how do I get it? And make my recipe so about me in the sense of the great way of internally growing, that I can give it out, but no one will ever be able to duplicate it, right? That's like the Popeyes, the
Absolutely.
churches, the Popeyes churches. Who else do we have for chicken?
KFC,
KFC, all on the same corner. Like I could
all
be right
making
here,
money.
like the shoe, like right, all making money, successful. Like the shoe guy. Oh no, I've sold enough shoes for today. Go down the street and help my brother out. Right?
Yeah, I mean,
It will never fail if we work the plan the way God designed it, created it to be.
persistence. Persistence is key, man. Like there's determination, and you can be determined but not persistent. Determination is a mental thing, right? Like I'm determined. I feel this certain way. And Brenda, we about to get to that comment. That's amazing right there. I
Yeah,
already know
isn't
what
it
you're
something?
laughing
We
at.
all had cookies last night, yesterday. Oh, wow,
Yeah,
cool.
I'm telling y'all, all y'all like cookies, man. If I like everybody like cookies. I know y'all do. Fresh baked cookies. Who don't like fresh baked cookies? Brenda said, Brandon, I made cookies on yesterday evening and almost burned mine because I got distracted. And you are 100% right about those 9 minutes. I'm telling those 9 minutes. And it's different if it's Pillsbury versus Toll House. But anyway, y'all, um, if you're determined, that's a mental thing. But persistence actually takes action. It's
Mhm.
determination plus action. Consistency takes time. So determination plus action equals persistency. Over time, I ain't trying to give you a formula here, but over time is consistent. And from the consistency of me making cookies as much as, just about every night for years of getting cookies made, thank God for my mother as a child, I've got it down to a science. And so when you eat somebody's food and they don't love you or they hate your guts, you're going to be able to taste it. Likewise, if they ain't got no experience and they haven't made them cookies as many times as Big Mama or Big Papa, because I'm an OG in the cookie games, I'm gonna take it. Then it doesn't taste the same. But when you put those two things together, and if you don't have one, work on the other. Or if you don't have one, then work on that one. If you don't have the right intention, purify your intention for what you're doing. Are you doing it for for shallow gains? Then you'll go about it by shallow means, and you'll get shallow results and outcomes. But if your intention is deep with love, passion, that determination, those are all things unseen. And then you convert that to some type of action. You actually put rubber to the road. You put those shoes
Mhm.
on and you go out there and you actually do the work. You put the gloves on and you actually do the work with your hands, plus that intention, and you develop some type of over time with that, but persistence, continue on into consistence, you're gonna
Yeah,
make cookies just like me. And I got them cookies. I might have to
yeah.
start a cookie business because
And
I've been doing it for that long and I love it and I'm passionate about it and I love the look on people's faces when they eat cookies that I make. I love it.
yeah,
So, take that passion, take that consistency, take that intention and put it somewhere great. When all those things intersect and combine, you can really be successful at anything.
mm,
But now let's consider what we've been reading. Is this your purpose? Is it driving you? Are you in it for the right reasons? So that intention isn't something you get one time. I make intentions every time I bake cookies. I don't just throw them in the oven. I don't. Oh yeah, I had a good intention 2 weeks ago when I made those cookies. No, no. Tonight I'm making a whole intention. I'm gonna make them things perfect, perfect.
and Brandon, one of the reasons for the
So that's what I get.
one oh, we lost Brandon. He'll be right back, I'm sure. One of the reasons for the intentions, and I want you guys to think about change cookies to life, like, and make it personal. My life, like, there he is. Yeah,
I don't know
sorry
what
about
happened. Then
what happened. Yeah, I was going to say we were getting good. We were getting good. I was saying change. The reason for the intention is because you intend to eat those cookies, and if you're going to eat them, and you have the ability to make them just like you want them, then why not have the good intentions? Why not get it down to a science? And so if you replace cookie with life and think, I have good intentions to live my best life, because you were created to do it, right? And your best life is not the same best life, or the ingredients is not the same ingredients for someone else, right? right? And you may
Right.
not like Toll House, but they're all different brands. In fact, you can make them from scratch. How about that? You can make the cookies from scratch, right? So think about replacing cookies or cookie with life, the word life. What are the ingredients? How much of this do you need to get the perfect cookie? And if you are willing to sometimes just even make them from scratch, because Brandon said, don't let it be my last batch of cookies. But he might have had everything in his pantry to make them from scratch,
You know I
right?
do.
Right. So replace that cookie with life. Have the determination, the persistent, have a goal, have a plan for your goal, be excited about life. I was talking to my brother yesterday, and we were just talking about peace and really being gratefulness. That's what that's what it was all about. We didn't use that word, but y'all, if just think about us today. We're blessed. We woke up. I can see, I can smell, I can hear, I can speak, I can comprehend. I have all of my body parts. I'm excited about life. Yet I look around, you guys, and I'm gonna say this, and we'll be quick because I have to get off today. Um, I look at people who are beautiful externally, right? They seem to have so much going on, right? Outwardly. But y'all, when I say we are trading poison, and that because I've become so aware of my own missing ingredient or ingredients to the point where I know this is missing. So how do I get it? How do I get it? So because I'm internalizing, I'm also able to see, I'm aware of my stuff. And I want to say another word, but I'm not. Because like Sinbad said, we don't have to curse to make the point, right? So I'm going to learn that. But because I'm so aware of my stuff, I'm also aware of yours. I'm also aware, and I'm getting past the stage of just being okay and making you think that it's okay for you not to be aware of your missing ingredient and act like you don't know that it's missing. I'm just getting to the point. Thank God that He's gotten me to the point where we're just gonna have to talk. We just have to talk about it. If we're gonna stay working, we're gonna stay, in this space, we just gotta talk. And sometimes you just need to talk to me. Tell me you're missing your ingredient today. What's going on?
Yeah.
So, because we are trading poison and your energy is bringing people, oh my gosh, like, what is it? Let's heal. Let's heal. Let's find out what our ingredients is missing. Let's think about, I know I had to make it. Do you know that? And what is making it? What
Yeah.
is
What that look
making
like?
it? What does that look like? And I had the determination to go on. Do you have the determination to go on? And if you do, where are you going? How are you getting there? Where are you leaving from? Where are
And is
you now?
anybody
Where are you
with you?
from? Hmm.
And is anybody going with you? And are they the right people?
There you go. There you go. So, all right, back over to you, Brandon. If you're good, I'm good. I'd like to kind of bring it
I
to a
think,
close. We don't
yeah,
have any more comments.
I think I'm good. I think I'm good. I want to shout out to everybody again that came through creation. 1, 2, I appreciate you coming through, man. Much love to there. I'll let y'all know when I got a fight or anything coming up. Sade Graham, I appreciate you. Bluff City Queen, shout out to you. Carmen, thank you. And of course, the Midas Chicana, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Miss Brenda, Uncle Mike, man, I appreciate y'all being here every single day. And shout out to Wifey, man. I kind of went in on
I
it
was just
today about,
thinking about her, Brandon. I was just thinking
cookie.
about her.
Yeah,
Is she listening?
I
Is
think
she
so.
listening?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna have to ask her. Can I share the greens story? Y'all just
Yeah,
have
we'll
this.
next time.
I'll ask her before I before I share it. But that's what I was thinking about. I can
Collard green.
visualize. We have a story with her that we laugh about, and I think she'll be okay. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
man, we have this story about greens, collard greens.
Collard greens.
That I just absolutely. Matter of fact, I fell in love with her even the more that day.
Oh man, yeah, that was
Yeah.
a while ago. That was over 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Man, time is going by, and look, one thing that doesn't fail as well is time. Time never fails. Persistence never fails, and it's a you know, the next product to be consistent after persistent is just time. And eventually, time is always consistent. So if you don't stay up on time, time will be up on you.
Prime time, Brandon. Lost time is never found again.
Right.
Prime time. That was day 5.
Think about it, like I just said, like, that kind of resonated with me, that if you're not up on time, time will be up on you.
You.
So let's make sure that we're taking the most of our time, make sure that we're being persistent to the things that are serving us and benefiting us in a positive way, and that's what we give our persistence to. Let's not give it to the things that fail us. Let's not be persistent on Netflix and chilling every night. Let's not be too persistent on escapism, drinking, smoking, whatever it is. Those things aren't really serving you. Those aren't the things to be persistent to. Be persistent to the things that serve you and serve your community and serve your family and serve your last name instead of your first name. Especially shout out to the men who have that responsibility to provide for their families. Make sure that you are doing something that is persistent to what you want to leave as a legacy, and our sisters too, for your last name and not your first. And maybe that'll purify those intentions, and as you keep going, it'll be it'll give you that experience. So thank y'all so much. Remember that it never fails. Stay persistent, and like, we're gonna do the same thing that we do at the end of every show, which is read the affirmation 3 times. One for me, one for you, and one for the person you're gonna send these cookies to. So persistence is the measure of how much I believe
Much
in
I believe
myself,
in myself.
and I know that I am
Measure that
capable
I'm
of
capable of
success.
success.
Persistence is the measure of how much I believe in myself, and
Myself.
I know that I am
That I'm
capable of
capable of
success.
success.
And the last time, I really want y'all to say it with your heart and with the voice inside of your head. Persistence is the measure of how much I believe in myself, and I know that I am capable of success. Thank y'all so much for everything, for being here, for showing up on the show. This is the End the Season podcast. I'm your co-host, B, aka Brandon the Gladiator Gator, and thank you to my mother, the main host, the beautiful, the dynamic, the powerful, the poised, the elegant Butterfly. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. We'll be here same time, same place tomorrow, right here on the End the Season podcast, YouTube Live, Facebook Live, Instagram Live. We love you. Peace.
Love you. Peace. Peace.